Lakers. Is that me?
We're live. Cool.
Nice. Why, do we still want to be live?
Yeah.
Watch this question.
I like Tom Petty. Oh.
Papa been school since days of under rules. Never lose, never choose.
That was fun.
I was
Exactly. Well, with a little bit of pausing, just to check on the camera, but
yeah.
So then, oh, what time's Spider-Man playing?
Let's find out.
Biggie, Biggie, can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me, and I just love your flashy ways. This is why they're broken, you're so paid.
Alright, well, playing it every time in the world, so it's just what, let's see.
Well, by the time I get back, it'll be 8:30.
So,
Do you want to see it? What time? How long is the movie?
City it's like probably, it's 2 hours.
Okay.
So Century City is playing IMAX at 9:30. It's playing at 9 also. Yeah, so at 9:30. The Grove is playing at 9:30, 10:30. It's at any time we want.
So do you want to do?
And yeah.
Do you want to do a 10 o'clock show?
Ooh. That could be fun. Yeah.
Well, because then we have enough time to like eat and not have to be in a super rush. And I know I'm saying this on camera, but we could smoke some left-handed cigarettes.
You just make sure we don't fall asleep.
I'll be alright. As long as the movie finishes around midnight. If it goes past midnight for too long, I then start passing out.
Yeah.
Run, the crew run. I can't remember who said this line, but people, when they're using their phones, nobody ever looks cool when they're using their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's arms just turn into a gay T-Rex.
Oh.
When they're tapping on their phone. It's like, it's hard to look manly when you're using a cell phone. When you're using an iPhone.
Louis says it's like when you're scrolling, you're like a little haughty little prince, just like yes, no, yes, scroll, yes, no.
You know what I've just been listening to a fuckload of recently?
What?
Carlin.
Yeah, since we talked about it, I've been trying to listen to more Carlin.
A lot of his shit is on YouTube, and then most of it's on HBO.
Some of it's on Spotify. I mean, he has a bunch of albums on Spotify.
He was so fucking good. But the interesting part, and I didn't know this before, was just his transformation, because he was trying to be like a
a
DJ, like clean comic
yeah.
in the 1950s and then to the 1960s, and then he suddenly realized how much he hated doing like the Ed Sullivan Show, and that he and that inherently wasn't him. Like,
Yeah, he became a hippie.
Well, he'd been kicked out of all sorts of different venues. Like, he'd been kicked out of being in the Altar Boys, been kicked out of the Boy Scouts, kicked out of the Air Force. Like, he was not
I didn't know he was kicked out of the Air Force.
I didn't know he was kicked out of the Air Force either. But he had been kicked out of so many things that he really suddenly embraced this idea of him being a rebel, because he was. And then suddenly everything else became a lot easier.
Someone needs to make like the definitive Carlin documentary.
Yeah. Jon Stewart, back in the day where he wore a leather jacket, did a really good interview with him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
On what?
I think it was on HBO or something.
Cool.
But it's all of that shit's available on YouTube. Everybody loves it.
Everybody worships Carlin.
Yeah.
He's like, as much of an original. I mean, that dude also, talk about like Louis was inspired by him, because he just put out a new hour of material every year. He just was so prolific. He was constantly
And disciplined.
thinking.
Constantly thinking, and also disciplined about when to write. So,
He would have been a great tweeter also, because all of those little brain droppings. That's what a tweet was. You
That's
know?
true.
All those little things. It's
yeah,
just like
that's pretty
Are there
true.
cars that do this?
I think he would have. I don't know what he would have thought of Twitter. He may have found it really annoying, but I'm sure it would have been a great platform for a lot of his brain droppings.
Yeah.
In light of the concert.
Yeah.
Dude, your lights, they're not on.
Who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who sell out in the stores. You tell me who flop, who cop the blue drop, who jewel drop block, who moves the Yoshi down to the blue drop. Same old damn, baby, you ain't nothing changed but my lamp. Can't stop till I see my name on the blimp. Guarantee me it's
You see?
That's what's ahead.
No, it's this guy. Like, can you see my hand signals? Your lights. No, he's an idiot. Nah, he didn't get the clue. Your lights, bro.
Just have to learn on his own.
He won't. Also glad I'm saying 10, because then, like, with this traffic and shit. That is nice.
Oh, this is just saying get off at
Not just saying to continue taking the 1 to the 10.
Yeah.
But just to tell me how much traffic there is. Not having to go through my entire phone to do it.
Yeah, for sure. Does it use the Waze software?
But it can use Waze, Google Maps, Apple Maps. I hate Apple Maps. And I don't really use Waze, so I use Google Maps. Because Waze always tries to take me across 8 lanes of traffic. I wish that were like false, but it's absolutely true.
Only occasionally. And then you just gotta adjust, and then let it adjust. There does, I feel like, to have this thing in your brain where you're like, when I use Waze and it's like, turn left, and you do it, and you're like, yeah, I did it. Like, there's like a little bit of a dopamine where like, I did it. All right.
I can follow directions.
Yeah.
I obeyed authority.
Yeah, but it's just like, got it. Yep, next thing. Got that one too. Whatever you
just
throw
checking
at
off
me.
things off a list.
Yeah, it's just like there's something very premiere at the pier, and they turned it because there's a whole like carnival in the new season, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
they retro.
Sears into.
What?
I don't know. It's prime real estate.
Oh my god, yeah. offensive allegedly trafficking minors. Jesus.
Who?
Jeffrey Epstein. Was he like the pornographer that Alan Dershowitz was helping? I think that's so fucked up. Yeah. Hedge fund manager. Jesus Christ.
I'm just making sure it still works. Close to my hand.
There it is. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Come on, people, move your asses!
I think everyone's probably just leaving the beach.
I know.
To the thriller in Manila. Honeys call me bigger, the condom filler.
Let's see.
Whether a stiff tongue or stiff dick. Biggie squeeze it to make shit fit. Now check this shit. I got the
There's nothing we can do. It's just gonna have to round it out.
You know the
Yeah, but it all clears up in less than a while.
Hit you with the dick, make the jiggy shit.
I hear you. Touching the steering wheel.
It sounds like it's like the Uber you picked up a passenger little sound.
Yeah. If it detects that I'm not actually doing the driving, like, we can't actually drive for you yet.
Yeah.
It can do a lot.
So will it just stop?
It'll turn off.
The car itself?
No, it'll turn off the autopilot.
No, but I'm saying, if you put your hands off and it goes beep 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 beep, what happens if the?
Also, don't worry, it doesn't suddenly swerve into the nearest car. So apply steering, yellow. And it just cancels it. So it would ordinarily keep up with traffic, but now it just starts slowing down.
That's cool.
This number here can go up or down in increments of 5. Like, that's the maximum speed that you can program it. So I can drop it down to 70 or pick it up to 75, whatever.
Cool.
And then it'll just use radar plus cameras to identify the lanes. So to figure out how far in front of the car, how far back from the other car you want to be. You can also set the follow signs with these cars. So this is one closest, medium, far away. Go back.
Is this DMX or Ja Rule?
This is Matoma.
But who's
No,
singing?
it's Ja Rule.
Ja Rule. Yeah.
He'll never be able to escape fire.
Apparently he's doing better than ever because he's actually relevant again. And people are like, Ja Rule, that's crazy. He's not in jail. The other guy is.
Looks like there was either an accident or somebody had stalled.
Pretty good. Nobody has parties anymore. Like, I guess we're going to a barbecue, but I feel like when we were in our 20s, when I was in New York or even LA, everyone was constantly like, I was constantly like, knew about parties, or like people just having house things, or everyone's going to a bar. Now, the only time I ever hear about a party is if it's someone's birthday,
Yeah.
and like maybe that's it. I don't know who's having.
I think
People are having parties. Our
Once we
friends
hit
are
our
not.
late 20s, like everybody just stops throwing parties.
Yeah. Or they're like
super
very
boring,
small.
super
Yeah.
fast. Or it's like a formal dinner party where it's
Yeah.
like you're there for many, many hours. It's not like somebody throws a party and there's a rotating.
Yeah. Or are we just not in that scene? Like I'm sure. Like are there? You know.
I'm sure if you ask people who are in their like mid 20s, I'm sure they're partying less than they. I think they're probably not throwing that many parties. I think it certainly just tapers off over time.
Or maybe certain crews, like musicians or comedians. I don't know.
Look, I mean, the girls upstairs, like, no, well, but they're still fairly young. They're in their mid 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll be fed up lesbians by the time they're 29.
They'll just get married to each other.
Or they'll escape to the forest to whittle a canoe out of cedar.
Nicole was going to the beach today. Saw her.
She's got crazy fashion.
Yeah.
It's weird how she's still best friends with Bree, and Bree is roommates with her ex.
With Nicole's ex?
With Nicole's ex. I think that's actually how Bree and Nicole got to know each other.
Well, Hannah Platt is like best friends with Tracy Kurland, who used to date Jonah.
Oh, really?
Which is so weird. I
That's
don't
super
understand
weird.
it. And now, like, Tracy still comes
Wait,
and stuff.
and then Hannah's
Boyfriend.
kind of fiance looks like Ben.
Yeah,
That's
that
creepy.
too.
That's really creepy.
I mean, arguably, have you seen them? Have you seen
I've never.
pictures? So, once you see the picture, you can decide where there's certainly
Wait,
similar features.
and then how old is Jonah and Courtney's baby?
Like, right before Passover.
Oh.
Enough that it now actually has a face. It's usually, you know.
It was just a bunch of skin like a bulldog puppy.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh, it kind of looks like, I think Courtney.
Oh.
Other people think Jonah.
I was looking up things at the Rockwell, because I keep trying to look and see when Jeff Goldblum is going to be back there performing with his orchestra. And then I saw Jonah, I think he's actually performing this weekend.
He was, and he canceled it.
Why'd he cancel it?
Because nobody was going to be in town. But yeah, he was going to do like a one-man show or something.
Yeah. Was there going to be multiple nights?
Maybe, I don't know. But they have a lot of friends and family. I don't know. He did one, and there was like, you know, everybody from anybody who was at Ben show was there. So it's just a full crowd.
It's also a pretty small venue.
Yeah, but also everybody had to pay like a drink minimum. Very, and the tickets were not cheap. No.
They get you for everything at
Yeah.
Rockwell. But if I were to go see Jeff Goldblum performing jazz, like, to me that's so worth it.
Yeah, that's like an experience. I mean,
Exactly.
by the way, I'm not trying to diss Jonah's show. It was just funny. 'Cause it's
I've seen some of his shows there, and probably not going to go back to it.
I think that was the first time. Whatever. I think that was the first thing I took Paige to, where Jonah was like the first cousin that she met at one of Jonah's shows. Coincidentally. Almost home. And I have my grandma's brisket in the refrigerator. That's the other reason why I'm
There you go.
staying home.
In that case, I'm gonna put in a call with the Thai thing.
Oh.
Actually, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods. Get dinner.
You're gonna have to let me in the house. I don't have my key.
At least I hope to not hear fireworks anymore. I feel like starting June 1st, people were setting off fireworks.
Where were you at the
In and
earthquake
off
yesterday,
Venice.
by the way?
Oh, I was with a client.
Was it scary?
No, it was not. I was there on Melrose Place. Like, it's not the sturdiest of constructions. And I was on the second floor. So, it wasn't that. So, it swayed a little bit, but I'm like, this is probably not that bad. Unless I start really seeing and hearing shit fall off the shelves. And some stuff did fall off shelves because they just crammed the shelves full of product. Then I'm not worried. But
It was cool. It was like I was sitting in we were sitting around my grandma's and like on the couches. And I'm in this kind of chair that kind of rocks.
yeah.
And I wasn't rocking, but I thought my cousin was. And I was like, and her thing was rocking. And then I was like, are we having it? And then my cousin goes, is this an earthquake? And I was like, yeah, this is an earthquake.
Had you not experienced one before?
They had never experienced it. They were visiting from Boston.
Oh shit! How did they like it?
They were just like, whoa. And none of us, I thought everyone would freak out and be like, go under the table, go in, and we all were just sitting on the couch just being like, this is an earthquake. This is going on for a long time. And the chandelier was shaking and the water was from the pool outside was going.
It was lapping up, yeah. But it wasn't like...
My aunt was on the toilet.
But when it got to us, like, it was the same place where it had been, or the epicenter was in the same place that it was the day before. So, and it was pretty deep, so we got like a little bit of a rolling. We didn't get too much kind of shaking.
Yeah, it was definitely a rolling one and not because it was still a magnitude. It was like 7.1 or something.
It was a 7.1. And the day before was a 6.4. So, it's nothing to laugh at.
Wasn't that movie? Oh, San Andreas. That rock movie. I never saw
that
it.
was so horrible.
I just remember there was a hot girl in it.
Alex Daddario.
Yeah.
Who was Kyle's client for a while.
Ooh.
And then she fired her management. Look, she's been doing exceptionally well since then.
Okay. Well, did she fire them after San Andreas or before?
No, she had fired them after San Andreas.
Yeah, well, I think people just figured out she wasn't a good actress.
She's not. She's so not. All she does is she's got blue eyes and big tits.
Yeah.
But she can't act.
Well, it's also like, and I hate to say this, and maybe it's not true, but I feel like for her, it's like once she showed her tits, nobody cared.
That's absolutely right.
Like we were just like, oh, we've seen you, and I can look at you naked whenever I want. Like, why do I need to go look at...
Unless you're going to start doing porn, like, what's the point here?
Like, so early in your career, where it's like, okay, we saw everything now. You're only going to get older.
Yeah. You're only going to get older. They're only going to get saggier. Like,
yeah.
This is great. You've peaked.
You've peaked.
Oof.
I mean, we can see you be hot in other movies, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It sucks to have peaked before your age 30.
That's what Hollywood does. They
chew you up and spit you out.
Exactly right. That's like the Stranger Things kids. I mean...
Didn't they say they only want to do like 1 or maybe 2 more seasons and that's it?
Well, whatever it is, they're getting old and weird looking. So
yeah, they are getting weird looking.
Like Hollywood.
The weird looking thing when you're a really young kid is endearing in a way. Because you hope that they grow out of it. And then when they don't grow out of it, you're like, oh, this is a significant birth defect.
It's also funny because, like, on Modern Family, all those kids have grown up, and like their awkward phases have all been on TV.
Yeah.
And probably for a lot of child stars, it's so weird to like have to.
Sarah Hyland has looked the exact same for the fucking entire series.
Yeah, they just
She
get a
has
different haircut.
issues. Cool. I'm gonna go get some food. I'll meet back with you here, and then we'll go see Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Here.
I'll bring it back. Oh, I should turn off the alarm. Hold on.
Bonka.
Sir, see you in a bit.
Yep.
And when I get it to you, throw it right back.
Right back.
And tell me, did he, yeah, I like it like that. Lift your shirt, you know how I feel. Heels and skirts, you take it off. Now let's work. Let's work.
Gotta love my little nasty girl. Love my little nasty girl. Love my little nasty girl. All the ladies, if you let me grab your titties from the my little nasty girl. I'm a woman from around the world. I love my little nasty girl. All the ladies, if you let me grab your titties from the J-B-I-G. What? Got the keys from Daddy. We're really looking no stress. Need us upstairs in your best. Yes. Dress to impress. Spark these bitches' interest. Jazzy on the beat, so sweet. Ladies, when you feel me, grab your titties from the B.I.G.
Okay, mom, what's your preference? Nice and slow, or fast and reckless. Ooh, you heard, girl, bite your necklace. Show you what a nigga from the Lou was blessed with. I make the spring the lead when I'm done. Flip the mattress, change sheets. I'm like a radical one. If I vibrate a little more than your mechanical one. Either way, mama, I'ma make it do what it do. Girl, I'm about to make you come. On and on and on. On and on and on. On and on. Ladies, if you feel me, grab the things for big.
My little nasty girl. I'm a woman from around the world. I love my little nasty girl. All the ladies, if you let me grab your titties for the my little nasty girl. I'm a
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
my little nasty girl. My little nasty girl. My little nasty girl. All the ladies, if you let me grab your titties from the B.I.G. My little nasty girl. I'm a woman from around the world. I love my little nasty girl. All the ladies, if you let me grab your titties from the B.I.G.
baby dust. Label us, notorious. Thug ass niggas that love the bus. It's really to us. Y'all niggas be scrambling, gambling at restaurants with mandolins and violins. We just sitting here trying to win, trying not to sin.
This makes, you know what I'm saying? You got niggas that don't like me for whatever reason.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Wow.
Bad boy.
Since the public school era, bathroom passes, cutting classes, squeezing asses, smoking blunts was a daily routine since 13. A chubby nigga on the scene. I used to have the tray deuce and the deuce in my bubble goose. Now I got the Mac in my knapsack, lounging black, smoking sacks up in action sidekicks with my sidekicks, rocking flight.